All right, guys, here's the review. So it says we're doing CBA 10. And remember, I told you that there are going to be 5 different categories on this test for tomorrow. So we said that there would be adding and subtracting polynomials. There would be multiplying polynomials. There would be dividing polynomials. There'll be domain and range. And then there would be linear functions. Five different categories. Now, 50% of the test is going to be coming from here, I would say. And then the other 50 is coming from review. So what we did first, at least in class, is we went through each question to say, okay, what type of question is it? Now, if I'm going too fast, thankfully this is a video, so you can rewind. So, for instance, here it says, which expression is equivalent to n minus 4 times 2n plus 7? Equivalent means equal, right? This is multiplication. And so what we're going to do here is just multiply it out. All right, we put our n minus 4 here, and we put our 2n plus 7 here. Or you can do it vice versa. It doesn't matter. So from here, we would get 2n squared, negative 8n, and then 7n minus 28. Combine our like terms. Here they are. So we get 2n squared minus 8n plus 7n minus 28. Realize that these two are like terms, so it gives us a final of 2n squared minus n minus 28. And the one that matches this is J. Now, number 2, same thing, equivalence. But look here, we got addition. So we're adding, meaning combining like terms. So what we're going to do here is just put our like terms together. 10 goes with negative 18. Sorry about that. So that gives us negative 8. 7r goes with 5r, which gives us 12r. And finally, negative r squared goes with negative 6r squared. Negative 1 plus negative 6, or negative 1 minus 6, gives us negative 7r squared. Put this in standard form, meaning from our highest exponent to the lowest, and this is negative 7r squared plus 12r minus 8, which aligns with answer choice H. Number 3, it says the graph of the linear function, keyword, so we know this is a linear function problem, passes through the points negative 7, 0, and 1, 8. So we're going to go ahead and plot these points. So if we look here, negative 7, 0 is right here, and 1, 8 is right here. And so if we were to make a line, there we go. Notice this is a positive line because it's increasing from left to right. It's asking which statement is true. So it says the slope of the graph of K is negative 4 over 3. Look at that negative. Now, since this is a positive line, can't be A. That's not true. It says the graph of K passes through the point negative 1, negative 8. Well, here's negative 1, negative 8 right here. The line is not passing through, so it's not B. It says that the 0 of K is 7. Remember, 0 means x-intercept. And it's definitely not passing through there, so not there. And then it says the x-intercept, meaning where the graph crosses the x-axis, is at negative 7. And that's exactly what's happening. So D's our answer. All right, we're going to keep it moving. It skips from 3 to 6. So for number 6, it says which expression is equivalent, meaning equal. Notice here we got a plus sign, we got a minus sign here. And so we're going to need to distribute this negative inside so that we can write this as 2x squared plus 4x minus 6x squared plus 9. But now we're going to say negative or minus 6x minus 3. And we got that from distributing the negative. No need to put parentheses here because this sign right here is plus and there's no number outside the parentheses. So we can actually get rid of that and just combine like terms. So some of our like terms, 2x squared, negative 6x squared. Now, y'all, don't be afraid to use the calculator. 2 minus 6, it tells us negative 4. So this should be negative 4x squared. So we're done with that. Now we're going to go with the next set of like terms, which is 4x and negative 6x. Again, don't be afraid to use your calculator. 4 minus 6 is negative 2x. So this is minus 2x. So we're done with these set. And the only set that's left is positive 9, negative 3. 9 minus 3 is 6. So that's plus 6, which gives us the answer choice of G. We're going to do the same type of thing for number 7. It says what's equivalent, right? And look at that addition sign. So we're adding polynomials here. And so we have here 5RT, which pairs with 6RT, and that gives us 11RT. Next, we have negative 3RW, which pairs with negative 4RW. So if you need the calculator, don't be afraid. Negative 3 minus 4 gives us negative 7. So that's negative 7RW, or we can say minus. And then now that we're done with that, and feel free to cross them out if you need to, the last set is negative 8TW and positive 2TW. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. So this is minus 6TW. So since this is our final answer, we're looking for it over here. And it looks like our answer is, B, right? On to number 8. Good thing is, again, if I'm going too fast, rewind. All right, or send me a message on Schoology and I'll try to respond. It says, which of the following shows the domain and range? So this tells us the type of problem we're dealing with, domain and range. Don't forget, domain is X, range is Y. So we're going to start at our endpoints here. 1, 2. Since domain is X, we're going to go down to the X-axis for each of these endpoints. And the range goes from 1 to 8. Remember, when we're writing the domain, we put our least amount on the left side and our greatest amount on the right side. Domain is X, so we put that in the middle. And then our symbols is less than or equal to. We know it's less than or equal to because the signs are, or the endpoints are closed. So this is our domain. Knowing that this is our domain, we can go ahead and exit out A because it's not in the right order. And we can eliminate C. For the range, we're going to do the same type of thing. But remember, range is Y. So now we're going to come to these endpoints and draw them towards the Y-axis because range is Y. We put our least value on the left, our greatest value on the right, put Y in the middle since we're dealing with range, and then the less than or equal to sign. And this is our range. All this means is that the range is in between 2 and 6. Notice D does not look like this. Therefore, it's not the answer, and B is the answer. All right, moving along to number 9. Now, when we look at number 9, it says, what is x plus 2 times x minus 5 expressed as a trinomial? All it wants us to do, notice here, that this is multiplication, right? So when it says express it as a trinomial, it's because it wants us to multiply. Most of you guys like to do box. Feel free to make your box. Feel free to pause the video and try it on your own. Right here, x times x, x squared. 2 times x, 2x. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. And negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Don't forget our like terms here. All you got to do, get your calculator and do negative 5 plus 2, which gives us negative 3x. So when we write our final answer, it is x squared minus 3x minus 10, which is the same as C. And we're going to do the same thing for number 10. It is multiplication. It wants us to express it as a trinomial. So we're going to create our box, just like we did in number 9. We have 2x minus 1, 3x plus 4. And we're going to do our multiplying inside. 3x and 2x is 6x squared. 3x and negative 1 is negative 3x. 4 times 2x is positive 8x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Our like terms is 8x and negative 3x. So we have 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. And that's A. Hopefully this makes some sense to you. Now we're moving on to 11. Now, when we look at number 11, it says, which of the following is equivalent to the expression x squared plus 2x divided by x if x is not equal to 0? So we already talked about our steps. The first thing we're going to do is put this question or equation into our y1. And then we're going to put each answer choice into y2. And then the third step is we're going to check to see if our y1 is equal to y2. So y1 is going to be in parentheses now. X squared plus 2x, close parentheses, divided by x. And y2, let's try 4. Second graph. And we're checking to see, is y1 and y2 equal? Meaning the blue and the red. Are they equal? They are not, so we know our answer is not A. Go back to y equals, y2 in particular, and put 3x, second graph, and we're checking to see, hey, is y1 and y2, are the values equal to one another? The answer is no, so it's not B. Go back to y equals, type in now x plus 2, which is the answer choice for C. Type in second graph, and we're checking to see, hey, are these two equal? They are. y1 and y2 is equal. So that means when we divide these, we're going to get x plus 2. All right. Now, number 12, we're going to do the same thing. It says, which of the following is equivalent to the rational expression below? See the fraction bar? That's how we know we're dividing. All right, this is dividing. So we're going to use the same strategy here. We're going to open parentheses 6x squared minus x minus 1. Close parentheses divided by open parentheses 2x minus 1. Close parentheses. Come down to y2 and we're going to plug in each answer choice starting with 3x minus 1. Second graph. Notice that y1 and y2 aren't equal, so it's not A. Go back to y equals, particularly y2, plug in 3x minus 2. All right, are they equal? The answer is no, not B. Go back, plug in C, 3x plus 1. Second graph. Uh-oh, we got some equivalents here, and it's everywhere. So our answer must be C. All right, this says, what is the quotient of x squared minus 10x minus 24 and x minus 12? Keyword quotient, which means to divide. And since it's the quotient of these two things, what comes first goes on top in the numerator. And then we write x minus 12 on the bottom. So here we're going to do same strategy as we used before. Go into our y equals, type in our numerator, x squared minus 10x minus 24, close parentheses, divided by x minus 12. Come back down here, and for y2, x minus 12. Press second graph, and we're checking for equivalence. We don't see it, so we know it's not A. Come back to y2, plug in B. Press second graph. Are they equal? The answer is no. Come back, x plus 2. Type in second graph. Hey, we see some equivalence. It's C. Now to 14, it says, what is the area of the square expressed as a trinomial in terms of x? Keyword, area. To find the area of a square, technically is side squared, but square is just a rectangle, so we can also think of it as length times width. Now, since this side is 6x minus 5, this side, since it's a square, is also 6x minus 5. So the area is the length, which is 6x minus 5, times the width, which is 6x minus 5. Go ahead and do your box, right? And then we're plugging, multiplying. So 6x times 6x is 36x squared. Negative 5 times 6x is negative 30x. Negative 5 times 6x again is negative 30x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. We got some like terms here. Quit out of there. Negative 30 minus 30 gives us negative 60. So our answer here is 36x squared minus 60x plus 25. Okay, well, let's find it down here. The answer is C. You see how it's waiting for you to make that mistake of negative 5 times negative 5 is a negative 25, right? So be careful. All right, 15 says, which of these is equivalent to the expression A plus 3 times B minus 1? Well, we know we're multiplying, right? Because of that. So go ahead and make your box. This is A plus 3, B minus 1. This becomes AB. This becomes, it's not so bright. Hold on, y'all. So this is AB. This is 3B. This is negative A, right? And this is negative 3. None of these four are like terms. So all we can do is write AB plus 3B minus A minus 3. And which one is equivalent? We know A and B aren't because they have 3 terms. And we know that this is a positive 3B, not negative. So the answer is D. Now, hold on one second. I have 2 more questions I want to go through. Okay. This is real life, y'all. All right. So these 2 questions are bonus questions that you don't have on you, but I want to do it because you're probably going to see something similar. It says, write an expression equivalent to 7m squared minus 1 over 3 times 6m minus 5 plus 3m squared. We're going to deal with the parentheses first. So let's go ahead and distribute the negative 1/3 times 6m and negative 1/3 times negative 5. So, calculator, Negative 1 divided by 3 times 6. It gives us negative 2. So we're going to bring down the 7m squared portion, but this is going to be minus 2m. Then we're going to do negative 1 over 3 times negative 5. And of course, this gives us a fraction. A decimal. We can change it to a fraction. So that gives us 5 over 3. So this becomes plus 5 over 3. And then bring down the plus 3m squared. Now it's just about combining like terms, right? This is not multiplying, so all we're doing is combining them, meaning add. So this is 7m squared, which goes with 3m squared. Combine them, 7 plus 3, to give us 10m squared. All right, so that's out. There's nothing like negative 2m, so we're just going to bring it down. There's nothing like 5 over 3, so we bring it down. Sometimes the test doesn't like fractions, so it may multiply everything by this denominator so we can get rid of that fraction. So multiplying everything by 3 in your calculator will give you 5 here. It'll give you minus 6m here, and it'll give you 30m squared here. Okay, last one, and then we're done, guys. Final one says a paper airplane was thrown from the top of a tall building. The height of the paper airplane above the ground can be found using this function. Y equals negative 1.2x plus 42, where x is the time in seconds the airplane has been in the air. It says how many seconds did it take the paper airplane to reach the ground? Remember, how many seconds is asking for x. The height is our y, so just kind of note that. So when we think about it hitting the ground, we're talking about the x-intercept, okay? The x-intercept. Now, the easy way to go about it is to bring our best friend, the calculator, on here. And what we're going to do is type into y1, negative 1.2x plus 42. Press second graph. And we're scrolling until we see the x-intercept, meaning the value of x when our height, y, is 0. That reaching the ground means that the height is 0. So we scroll until we see it, y being 0. And we're decreasing, even though it seems slowly, we're reaching the point of 0. Even if we have to estimate, that's fine. But we don't have to. Because here, our y is 0, meaning the paper airplane has hit the ground, and the seconds is 35. So it's 35 seconds. And that's the review, guys.